Okay, here is a brief introduction to the Latin cases. There won't actually be any Latin words in this. I just want us to be familiar with what the cases are in English. So, here are the different cases that we use in Latin with nouns and adjectives. The nominative case is used when a word is the subject of the sentence. The vocative case is used when you are addressing someone or something. The accusative case is used when a word is the object of the sentence. The genitive signifies possession, and we use it when we want to say of someone or something, or apostrophe s. The dative case is used when we are giving something to or doing something for someone. And last of all, the ablative, which is by, with, or from. Now, these cases are used in other manners, in other ways in Latin, but these are the most popular uses of the cases, the most usual uses of the cases. Okay, here are some example sentences. Nominative. Karen learns Latin. Karen is the subject of this sentence, so Karen will be in the nominative case. Vocative case. Lorena, learn your Latin. Lorena is the vocative case because I am actually addressing her. The Latin word voco means I call or I address. So this is used when you are addressing someone or something. We've got here, as we said, Lorena. Obviously, the actual sentence that we've got here is an order, and so quite often when you see orders, or indeed questions, they might start off with a vocative case. The accusative case. Hooks teaches Toby. Toby there is the object of the sentence, therefore Toby would be in the accusative case. And by now you will know that Hooks is the subject, therefore Hooks would be in the nominative case. The genitive case. This was the case that we said which involves possession. So, the Latin of Ben is improving. Ben, in this sentence, is the possessor, therefore Ben would be in the genitive case. Of course, we might say Ben's Latin instead of the Latin of Ben. It would be the same thing, they would both be in the genitive case. The dative case. Hooks gave a Latin lesson to Patrick. Patrick there is the indirect object. The Latin lesson is being given to Patrick. Patrick, therefore, will be in the dative case. The verb do in Latin means I give. Do, das, dat. So dat means gives. It is the case of giving something to or doing something for someone. And finally, the ablative. This lesson is being given by Hooks. Hooks is in the ablative as the lesson is being given by him or by me. Okay, now just see if you can identify the cases of the names in the following sentences. Cassius handed the dagger to Brutus. And you, Brutus, et tu, Brute, the famous phrase that was actually never said by Caesar. Brutus stabbed Caesar. Caesar avoided the conspirator's dagger, and lastly, Caesar was stabbed by Brutus. The first sentence. Cassius handed the dagger to Brutus. Cassius is the subject of the sentence, therefore he's in the nominative. The word dagger is the object of the sentence, therefore it's in the accusative. And last of all, to Brutus. Because we have the word to there, then it is going to be in the dative case. And you, Brutus. Brutus here is the vocative because Caesar is addressing him. Actually, Caesar's last words were in Greek, and it said, and you, my child, which made people think that maybe Caesar was Brutus's father, although this is actually pretty much biologically impossible, but people thought that this was a possibility. And you, Brutus, because he is addressing Brutus, because he is calling Brutus. Voco, I call. Brutus is in the vocative. Brutus stabbed Caesar. Brutus here is the subject of the sentence, therefore in the nominative, and Caesar is the object, therefore would be the accusative. Caesar avoided the dagger of the conspirator. When the conspirators were all stabbing Caesar, one thing they weren't aware of, or they probably were aware of, but they had forgotten, was that Caesar himself was a very good soldier and was very fit and strong. And from what we know, he actually managed to deflect the first couple of dagger blows. Caesar here is the nominative, because he's doing the avoiding. The dagger is the accusative, because it's the object. It is the thing being avoided. And then it is of the conspirator, so it is in the genitive. Caesar was stabbed by Brutus. Caesar is the nominative, the subject of the verb, of the passive verb, was stabbed by Brutus. Ab bruto would be in the ablative. In Latin, what we see then is that it's the cases that tell you who is doing what to whom. In English, it's the order of the words, but in Latin, it is the cases. These are the cases again. Now, our next lesson, we will actually tell you how you identify the different cases, and we identify the different cases by adding on and taking off letters onto the or from the words.